Good evening everyone and welcome to League of Europe. We are here for the Formula 2 Championship. It is Season 2, Round 10, just 5 rounds to go in the season, and we are taking in the legendary track that is the Circuit Paul Ricard in Le Castellet in France for the French renewal of the Formula 2 Championship. Good evening everyone. I of course am James Head, going to be taking you through the action here tonight. And what a prospect we do have for us here tonight. Of course, we are here still in this lockdown phase, and I'm sure you guys will appreciate that the Formula 2 Championship has been delivering week upon week, action upon action, the great racing that it deserves. And I think honestly we've had some very talented drivers out on track, and it really speaks to me we should get an instant classic, I think, here in France tonight. Hopefully everyone's going to be doing well, as I say, and if you are tuning in for your motorsporting fix, then I think you have came honestly to the right place. Here, of course, we are here, as I say, in France. I'm just getting the updated standings because, as per usual, I've cropped down the standings just that little bit too much. So I'm just having to run through onto the standings now, and Toxic does lead the way, I can say, in the standings. So I'm just getting them up now while I speak through. We've got currently 17 drivers within the lobby. Palmer not making it here tonight. One of the absentees from tonight that hasn't informed of a non-attendance. So Palmer not racing here tonight. It is a shame. We haven't seen him the last couple of weeks either. So hopefully he'll be coming back very soon indeed. So updated Formula 2 standings is as follows. Remember last week it was Toxic who took the win from LR Ghost in second and Campbell finishing in third. That was in the circuit of, Verstappen finishing in third. That was the circuit of the Americas race. Campbell, of course, finishing in fourth in America. What does that do to the standings? Well, Toxic has got an increased advantage because he outscored both Campbell and Verstappen. He's now on 184 points out in front. In second, on 158 points is Campbell, on 26 points behind the Carlin man, and Verstappen is in third. The Campos team, two of the cars within the top three, 141 points for Verstappen. Then it's a big gap actually to Dan, who's now in fourth, 97 points for Dan. Comments list in fifth on 89 points, with Gary Donegan in sixth on 76. B. Morgan in 7th on 64, then we've got McCrew in 8th on 61, Kvyat Chill in 9th on 52, and LR Ghost, after a very storm performance last time out for the LR team, for the Livered Racing team, he's in 10th on 50 points. Bray is in 11th on 43, disappointing result for him last time around. Callum, I don't think he's racing here tonight. He's on 35 points though in 12th. Nico in 13th on 32, however he's not going to be racing either due to connection issues. Viparel in 14th on 30 points. Then we've got Wakursk in 15th on 27. Kieran is in 16th on 26, then we've got Your JT on 25, then a little bit of a break to Dylan on 19. We've got Larkin on 18, Rajayan on 15, Saibo on 14, Tom on 13. Kuka Games, who is here tonight, he's in on 8 points, as is Iro Damon on 7 points. Then we've got Killer Blue in 25th on 4 points, the MP Motorsport driver, and Alt Maverick, who hasn't been attending the last couple of weeks because he's a reserve. He is on 3 points. Everyone else, Bullet Boy, J Cloud, All Crafty, Matty, LRT Matty, Mayor Ryan, and Schmitsky all have not scored points so far this season. Let me take you through then the constructor standings as well, the team standings. We've got Campos predictably out in front on 299 points, just 1 point away from scoring 300. Carlin in second on 202 points. They just got into the 200s after Toxic's win last time out in America. Dams are in third on 161 points. Then a bit of a break to Trident, who are in fourth on 119 points. BWT in fifth on 106 points, with Prima in sixth on 98. Arc Grand Prix in seventh on 71. MP Motorsport in eighth on 44. Tied with the Univertosi actually on 44 as well. And then the Cyber Junior team by Charoux are in 10th on 37 points, and that is the rundown of the team standings and of the drivers' standings as well. And I'm sure you will really look into those standings and say, well, Toxic has only got a 26-point lead. Yes, it's not that much. It's pretty much the same advantage as what Louis has to try and gain on Alpha Trix within Division 1 on Saturday. Of course, Louis taking the win from Alpha Trix in that great battle actually between both of those drivers. And reviewing actually the action out on track, it was fantastic to see a whole host of good driving actually through all divisions on Saturday. This should be maintained, as I say, throughout all of our leagues that we do run. And for the Formula 2 Championship, you've been used to having me in for the last 10 weeks as commentator as well. Just a bit of a footnote actually, and something to confirm about, in case you were wondering, the Brick Week, which was due to be this week for upcoming for the divisions, for Division 1, 2, 3 and 4, that will no longer be the case. So Brick Week will happen now in 2 weeks' time. That change has been made because of the 24 hours of F1, which J. Cole and many of the League of Europe drivers are involved with throughout all 4 divisions. There's going to be a big impact on that, so the decision has been taken by the organisers to push the break week back to 2 weeks' time. That means you get Singapore this weekend, which I don't think is too bad, and also a footnote on that, Division 1 and 3 drivers, 6:25 start as far as I'm aware. 6:25 start for Division 1 and Division 3. If I'm mistaken that, please correct me. That's what I was receiving through on the Division 1 chat as well today. So currently there's nothing being announced just yet. I would assume it's normal time, 6:40 currently. But the option is there to take it 15 minutes earlier to 6:25 for all Division 1 and Division 3 drivers. Let me have a look then and see how you beautiful people are doing within the comment section. Of course, if you do feel free, if you do have any questions or any comments or any support for any of our drivers here out on track tonight, then do get it in. It's most welcomed, of course, and especially because we've got nothing else better to do rather than be stuck in a house and watch Formula 1, Formula 2 in this case, of course, and then you're more than welcome to join in, of course, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy the commentary that will begin. Thank you, by the way, as well. League of Europe, I've just seen, I've now reached 300 subscribers on the YouTube channel as well, so that is fantastic stuff. 300 subscribers, 300 of you lot have managed to subscribe to the channel, which I think is absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure we will do everything that that is possible to try and improve that even further onwards. So if you are brand new to viewing League of Europe here tonight and you like what you see, well, you don't see much currently, but if you like what you see on the track, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course tick that notification bell to see our next leagues. Of course, they'll be Saturday for Singapore. No comments in the comment section just yet. We have got a new driver, however, joining us. I think he is a reserve driver for Formula 2, and it's Darth Tahiti. Never really heard of him before. A brand new driver to me. I will hopefully get more on him during the course of tonight. So he is a Spaniard, and he is racing in the BWT Arden car. So he's teaming up with Car Mentalist tonight, who I think has actually got a good chance here. Of course, remember, with the race format that we have, it's 100% feature race, no feature and sprint race here, just the pure feature race 100%, and it's reverse grid incumbent to the championship standings as well. So obviously, it is going to be very interesting to see how it happens. And Toxic obviously started last week. He took the win in America last week as well. So it can be done from the back of the field. It's been proven many a time, I think, this season so far, that it can be done from the back of the field. And hopefully we're going to be seeing, as I say, some great action out on track. I think we might be waiting for another driver to join. We're on 19 drivers, I do believe, currently within the chat. Let's just have a look then at some of the messages that are coming through on Discord. Old Maverick has said he can race if needs be. Doesn't seem within the lobby just yet. Ryan has also joined in as well, so he is in the Prima. He's a reserve driver as well, Ryan, and I think he appeared last week if I'm not mistaken as well. So him and ILRT Matty teaming up. And ILRT Matty, just to speak about him in a little bit more detail, he drove really well, I think, last week in America. For a majority of the first half of the race, he was well up there and keeping up at points with Toxic, with Verstappen, who eventually did get past him, but he was keeping up with these guys, and it'll be very interesting to see how the ILRT man can do out on track. Of course, it all went a little bit downhill from then. I don't think he finished last week in America, but I think ILRT Matty has got a storming chance to have a good performance here. Of course, we are in France. It is going to be about 1 minute and 40 seconds long, the laps, in terms of Formula 2 here tonight, so you will see a lot of action, and I think we're getting towards like 25 or 26 laps if I'm not mistaken around here. Of course, I haven't done any practice before, so I don't really know. Good to see the YouTube emoji is being used there within the comment section. Good evening to Toxic, who is our current championship leader. Hopefully you are doing very well tonight, and hopefully we do get to see you towards the front end of the grid, as always, like we do on the Formula 2 Championship. We are waiting, I think, for Alt Maverick to join, and then we will get going for League of Europe here tonight. What a night we have in prospect. As I say, you're more than welcome to show your support to the drivers out on track. If you even want to show support to me, then you can do that as well. If you do hear me drinking, by the way, I've got a tiny bit of a sore throat starting to develop. It's more chesty than anything else, and I have had a little bit of a cough over the last couple of days. I was fine on Saturday, but obviously I've got a drink beside me, and I think that's all that matters for that. Just run through then who we've got here tonight. So we've got the main championship protagonists, Verstappen. I think Campbell is here as well somewhere. So we've got Dan, Sabo, Verstappen, Commensalist, Bray, Morgan, B. Morgan, Killer Blue, Dylan, Toxic, championship leader, Marion, Kieran, sorry. Gary Donegan, the Irishman, Larkin, Division 1 driver. There's Campbell. There's Chill, KVR Chill as well. Cookie Games is in. ILRT Matty, Ryan, your JT, and Dolph Tahiti, our new driver as well. And we should get Alt Maverick in as well for his first race in 5 races, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. There he is, the American, just joining in. So Alt Maverick has joined in. And I remember, actually, he drove a very good race earlier on in the season in China, and I think that's the only race he's actually attended this season. Drove well for the majority of the race, fell through the field a little bit, but drove well in that. And I think, again, he could be one to maybe watch out for. Maybe you see a bit of a sneaky feeling in terms of the guys out on track. We should be getting going very soon indeed for the action here for League of Europe Formula 2 Championship once again here in France. And the countdown actually has just started, so we are down to the 20-second count. The 30-second countdown has now begun. We are 10 seconds into that, so do show your support, as I say, to all of the guys out on track. And I know quite a few of you might be tuning in and getting your motorsporting fix for the night. As I say, you've came to the right place here for France, Circuit Paul Ricard. We should see a lot of great action. Countdown has just stopped. We're going straight into the 100% feature race. And I will speak more about strategies and etc. within the next couple of minutes or so, just before we begin the race, of course. Full grid once again then for Formula 2. Ever popular championship list since we broadcast it first on the channel at the beginning of this season. And my goal within the first couple of weeks, and I know Dan's goal certainly within the first couple of weeks, was to get as many drivers as possible to race. Well, you just have a look at the attendance over the last few weeks. We've had consistent full grid races. Even though there's not many, there has been a few DNFs, this Formula 2 Championship has taken off, and the interest that is shown, and that I'm broadcasting it as well, I think adds to that. So well done, I think, to everyone that is showing up on a week-by-week basis and committing themselves to the Formula 2 Championship. As I say, we've got 5 rounds to go after this. We've got France tonight, of course. I will look through the rest of the calendar now. We've got Italy next week, then we've got Mexico, Britain and Germany. So Britain and Germany, very interesting 2 tracks to end off the season as well. But France tonight, and then Italy next week in the short term. Tahiti then starts on the formation lap, and we get underway. It is looking quite overcast actually within the French skies. Let's have a look then let's have a look then at the track map, because we've got 2 DRS zones on this track, one down the start-finish straight and one down the Mistral straight as well, through turn 7 and then in towards turn 8, which is the chicane node, of course, through turns 8 and 9. Very technical track this, through the first and final sectors especially. There are multiple different layouts to pull the car, and I know it was rumoured actually at the beginning of the of the 70th anniversary F1 season, which has never happened so far, that Circuit Paul Ricard could be hosted as a reverse grid, as a reverse layout for the Grand Prix weekends that actually take place. Whether that's the case or not, we'll find out probably within the coming months, I would think. But looking through the strategies, we've got quite a few drivers on a set of soft compounded tyres. They're going to go set of hards quite early on, probably around from about lap 8 to lap 12, I'm thinking. Set of hard compounded tyres runner, however, Dr. Heaty, our new drivers, Ebo, Larkin, Your JT and McKieran, and Car Mentalist as well, all on a set of hards. Everyone else you can consider that are on a set of soft compounded tyres, and it should be interesting to see how the main championship protagonists get on. Of course, they are starting 18th, 19th and 20th. Toxic came from the back, 19th last time out in USA. He then went and won the race in quite commanding fashion. Is he going to do that tonight, I wonder? We'll have to remain and find out as Dr. Heaty spins the car. That is not what he likes to see, especially because it's being broadcasted as well. So the Spaniard has spun the car, Dr. Heaty. Hopefully he doesn't spin it within the race. Of course, remember, the throttle power doesn't have to be applied. Essentially, you've got to feather the throttle in these cars. Once you feather the throttle, you begin to maintain control. But especially around here, where the track is so tight and so narrow in places as well, there's a limited opportunity for overtaking, and that will unsettle the cars certainly, and maybe unsettle some of the drivers out on track as well. So Meg Ryan gets up towards his grid spot. He's currently second. The final couple of cars now coming around the final corner, and as I say, we are just moments away as Dr. Heaty will join that front spot. The BWT Arden man coming through the field, and he will join into the final grid spot, into the first grid spot. And we're just moments away then from the red lights to go out. The 5 red lights will come on, and we're about to go green here at Circuit Paul Ricard for the Formula 2 Championship. The light sequence is now on. 5 red lights about to go out here at Circuit Paul Ricard for round 10 of the championship. It's lights down, away we go. One of the starts, like IRT, Matty bogs down completely. Dr. Heaty gets a very good start. Meg Ryan will try and follow him down towards turn 1, but it looks like the front 2 are going to remain as they are. Killer Blue has had a good start as well. On Maverick, there's a Sabo, I think, going up the inside. Might cause a little bit of contact there. A little bit of contact further down the field, but it looks everyone is through. An MP Motorsport round, I think. Your JT has been caught up on the curb through turn 2. So your JT round. Meg Ryan trying to attack Dr. Heaty round the outside and gets the move done. So Meg Ryan gets the move done for the lead of the race. That was fantastic, opportunistic move there from him, and Killer Blue is up to second. Dr. Heaty struggling early on, and Kooky Games is up to third as well. RRT Matiev, that bogging down start, is up to fifth, so has recovered well. There's been a little bit of contact in the background of the field. Looks like Sir Ibo Toxic has already made his way up to 13th place as well. They run down the Mistral straight for the first time. Or Maverick on the back of RRT Matty. This is for 5th and 6th position, currently out on track. And the BWT Arden man, and very much outbreaking there for RRT Matty. He rejoins track just from the Arcon Freeman fighting the opposite lock through the corner, trying to get the move done there. But a very good start, I've got to say. Larkin right on the back of QVR Chill as well, as he comes through. A little bit of Goldstein in fact there. Killer Blue is taking the lead off Meg Ryan, and that's going into the corner. There's the MP Motorsport flying through. So MP Motorsport currently have 1 in first, 1 in 19th position. QVR Chill and RRT Matty. A very good start, very good driving standard so far. Kooky Games trying to go up the inside there. The Slovenian man on Meg Ryan, but never going to pull that one off. And the Arcon Freeman will have to sit and suffer for a little bit longer. Dr. Heaty and Alton Maverick are going side by side in towards the final 2 corners then. Through turns 14 and 15 as Dylan has got through on Larkin and Toxic, and QVR Chill has actually run off the track slightly, so QVR Chill has lost a few positions there. We've got Verstappen coming into the pits early, so I think he's picked up damage. But at the end of lap 1, Killer Blue leads, Meg Ryan second. Here's Kooky Games though, trying to go down the inside line. Not quite, there's 3 wide in the background. Toxic down the inside of Iro Dylan. Little bit of a box effect going on here. 2x2 like Noah's Ark. They go through the first couple of corners. And Toxic on the outside line of Iro Dillon. These two find it out. ILRT Matthew, Larkin, QVR Chill. Literally throw a blanket all over 5 drivers. And Toxic gets through on the inside. And ILRT Matty forces his way through there as well. Dillon won't like that. He'll try and fight the back of the field. Or the back of the Prima even, I should say. Matty down the inside line has got that done, I think. Yes, he has. Prima just about in front, just forces them off. It's very good racing here tonight in Formula 2. Larkin sizing up a possible move here as well. ILRT Matty is bit boxed in here, Larkin. He's going to have to try and go around the outside line. He thinks about it, but it's 3 wide. Oh, and QVR Chill forces his way up the inside line there. 3 wide into the chicane. No, never going to work. B. Morgan has to take avoiding action over the curb there. And over the runoff area, and there is B. Morgan in fact just trying to get past QVR Campbell. Campbell on the outside line coming through turn 10, gets the move done. So the Campos man up to 10th, but the championship leader Toxic is up to 4th. He goes past Old Maverick, the Universality driver, now going back through the field, but has drove well so far. Back out in front though, Killer Blue leads the way out on track by a second, from Cookie Games in second, Ryan in third. It's just all settled down really. The majority of the action is happening around the mid-pack. Cookie Games just runs out wide there through turn 14 and now in towards 15. And we're about to start lap 3. The arrest, of course, will be enabled next lap around, and the first drivers, the first chance these guys get is Darth Tahiti pulls off a great switchback. The Spaniard on Iro Dillon makes him look like a little bit of a mug there, if I've got to be honest. Darth Tahiti gets the move done on Iro Dillon, and Dillon trying to fight back down towards turn 1. Not quite, but a beautiful switchback there by Todd Tahiti. He is getting used to these cars now, and he's up into 6th position. And he's front runners of the hard compounder tyres as well. QVR Chill and Larkin nearly go side by side. It's 2x2 Noah's Ark. They go into the braking zone of the chicane. A little bit of lag going on, and that is PG18 in Formula 2 tonight. We don't want to see that. Campbell right on the back of QVR Chill. Surely the Campos man is going to be trying to get past these sooner rather than later. The DRS then will be enabled down the straight. There's been no safety call so far, which is good to see. Dr. Heaty runs wide, QVR Chill runs wide as well. A little bit of lag actually picking up from QVR Chill. It's going to be 3 wide though down the straight. He's trying to be the meat and the sandwich here. Forces his way through on Dr. Heaty. Forces his way outside the box pretty much. Round the outside he goes, and QVR Chill gets the move done. Out of the box effect down the straight, down the Mistral straight, and QVR Chill is through, and he's up into 7th. So the soft compounder tyres currently working so far. Side by side in the background between Campbell and B. Morgan, and also Bray and Carl Mensalis, who's dropped down a few positions early on. And let's have a look at the position gains early on. Commensus, in fact, has gained 3 positions, so that's my bad. He's gained 3 positions early. McKieran, I think, is fighting with your JT. He's dropped 5. A majority of the drivers, I think, have been into the pits. Verstappen has lost 1 position. ILRT Matty's lost 17. So you can tell who has pitted and who hasn't. And there's been a bit of contact there. Dr. Heaty is round, and that was caught up with a contact with B. Morgan. Looks like his white side end plate has gone off the car. So Dan's driver trying to fight on with the damage. QVR Campbell trying to go up the inside here with Larkin. 2 Division 1 drivers out on track. Running down the straight then, sorry about that. QVR Chill right on the back of Larkin, side by side, down towards turn 1. Can he get the move done? Campos on the inside line, Larkin and the Carlin on the outside line. Bit of a mouthful to say that, but he's got the job done. Toxic, by the way, championship leader, is into 4th and is currently ahead of his nearest rivals out on track, which is fantastic to see. So, Campbell, I think, is he missing right side end plate, I think he is. Campbell is missing right side end plate. So, as Alton Maverick has dropped down through the field, Dylan and Ryan have gone past him. So Alton Maverick now, down to 6th, I should say. Dylan getting past him, and Toxic is through on Ryan. So that is what's happened there. Alton Maverick will side by side with Dylan into the chicane node. Dylan ran the outside on Alton Maverick, gets the move done. Can the Arc 1 free driver of QVR Chill filter through? Going to be 3 wide, possibly up the hill here. QVR Chill with a much better run out. There is Dylan's car on the left-hand side of the track. Old Maverick, let's take it from his point of view. Down towards turn 9. Gets the move done down the inside. QVR Chill made it look pretty easy, actually, down the inside. And he's through and he's up into 5th. So the Arc 1 Freeman and the Cyber Junior team swap positions. Universality of Old Maverick in 7th. Dan, by the way, is on the back of Campbell now. It was disposed of Larkin, and Larkin in fact has dropped down to 17th. So I think there might have been a little bit of contact there between Campbell and Morgan, and possibly Larkin involved in that as well, because they were around the same point out on track. That's the only thing I can explain. That's what's happened there, to be honest. Killer Blue, by the way, is dominating that in front currently, as we're on lap 5 out of 30. So, a sixth of the way through the race here, and Killer Blue leads the way by 1.8 seconds. Cookie Games doing well in second, with Toxic, current championship leader, in third. Just gets caught on the outside curb there, a little bit of a slide off the curb. Nothing more, nothing less. Marion is in fourth, QVR Chill in fifth, Dylan in sixth, Old Maverick in 7th, B Morgan in 8th, with QVR Campbell in 9th, Dan in 10th, Carmentalus now 11th, he's up 5 positions, Bray in 12th, Gary Donegan in 13th, Dr. E.T. after that damage is beginning to recover, and he's got McKeeran and Newell JT for company in 15th and 16th. There is Larkin beginning to try and gain on these guys in 17th, Sabo dropping down 11 positions early is in 18th, QVR Verstappen in 19th, and RRT Matty, both Verstappen and Matty I do believe have already been into the pits. Yeah, just confirm that. Both of them have already been into the pits out on track. Try and board then with a developing battle for 9th and 10th. QVR Campbell with right side end plate damage, and Dan, the Dam's cars are now battling with the Campos man out on track. So the Campos stuck in a bit of a Dam sandwich here, and hopefully old Dam, he will be getting out of like Jean-Claude Van Damme out on track, and that was a terrible fun, I know. Dan right on the back of Campbell. 5 tenths away. Looks a bit more than 5 tenths to be honest. I'm not sure if the timings might be a little bit glitched. But Dan, the right-hander, looking nice on the back of Campbell. Campbell picking up that damage early on. Is going to really try and find this a little bit tough now out on track. It looks like his right side end plate might have recovered actually. No, his right side end plate is completely blown off that car. So he has picked up damage somewhere in the early stages, in the early duel out on track between some of the guys behind. Dylan trying to catch QVR Chill now down the straight. Don't think though that the length of the straight is going to be close enough. He actually improves by 1.4 seconds on his personal best there. But Dylan not close enough to the back of QVR Chill. Toxic not really gaining either on Cookie Games or Killer Blue. 2.5 seconds. He's only gained a couple of tenths out on track. Campbell, by the way, now on the back of B Morgan, and this should be quite an interesting battle. One former Division 2 driver, now Division 1, against the current Division 2 driver in B Morgan. So, pardon me, goodness me, that was a bit of a hiccup there. Campbell right on the back of B Morgan. 8th and 9th position out on track, Dams and the Campos. Dan right on the back there in 10th position as well. But now QVR Campbell will open up the DRS. Has he got the speed to get the move done down into Chicane Nord? At turns 8 and 9, look at the speed difference. The Campos down on the inside line. He'll be half alongside. B Morgan on the inside line. Campbell could try a switch back here, but B Morgan parks his car to perfection and gets the move done. Dylan, by the way, is just over in the corner there, I think. So Dylan overrunning the corner. And looks like he might have right side end plate damage as well. Yes, he does. So Dylan has got right side end plate damage as well. It's side by side though in the background between B Morgan and Campbell as they filter through. We turn off the hood to get this. Marion has picked up a 3-second time penalty. It's an 83 wide. Look at that camera shot. That is fantastic. I hope that really is going to be one of our one of the thumbnails for tonight. Campbell right on the inside of B Morgan, just pushes them off track slightly, gets the move done. Good clean fair racing there between them both. So Campbell with front wing damage is through and he's up to 7th, and the Campos man rightfully I think comes into the pits. B Morgan has backed into him, I think. Has he lost any damage? It remains to be seen. This was just pit stop because he was right on to the back of him actually there. Let's see if B Morgan has picked up any damage for the Dam's car. Campbell, Dylan and Gary Donegan are both in as well. Gary been doing well so far out on track. B Morgan having a red place of the front wing, so yes, he has got damage. Kevin in the meantime trying to get past Larkin. There could be job done around the outside for the Sauber Junior team by Sharukar. Colin on the inside line around the outside of turn 2. Larkin and Kevin still side by side. These two, who has got the better straight line speed? Kevin tucks back into the slipstream to try and get the move done. He'll have to wait though for the DRS because Larkin has got back through and he's up into 11th position. And Larkin's pace should begin to tell, I think, on McKeeran, who is in 12th position. Both these have called on a set of hard compound of tyres currently out on track. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the action so far, as Dr. Tahiti has got past Bray. So Bray Making a slight mistake there, I think, the Maltese man. He's now under pressure from Darth Tahiti, who tries to come back into the slipstream. He doesn't. It's not close enough. So, Bray up to 9th. Darth Tahiti now down into 10th position, currently out on track. Let's have a look at what you guys, what you lovely people have been saying within the comments, as Darth Tahiti, the Spaniard, is down the inside here with Bray, trying to get the move done. The Maltese man against the Spaniard. And the Maltese man just about hangs on. Darth Tahiti on the inside line. BWT Arden against Trident. And through. Oh, very close to the back end there. Bray manages to repel off the favour. So Bray has got the move done. He's up into 9th position. Mark saying good luck to the new drivers Tahiti and Killer Blue. Killer Blue doing a good job out on track, by the way. He's 1.5 seconds clear of Kuka Games. And just to give an update as well about the lead, Toxic is in 3rd as Bray comes into the pits. Clean feeling those soft compound of tyres is going. Darth Tahiti is Spanish. That was his nationality that was showing up within the lobby, just to confirm. So I'm under the impression he is Spanish. If he is a different nationality, please do tell me. I like to be factually correct, I think, is the best way to describe it. Killer Blue, though, by the way, is out in front, and he leads from Kuka Games. But I've got to say, Toxic in 3rd is beginning to try and close, and the gap between these three has condensed down slightly. Looks like Kuka Games is going quicker than Killer Blue at this stage. Of course, the degradation on the tyres will be harder felt towards the front end of the field, and these guys, of course, on a set of soft compound of tyres, have got to try and make 22 laps if they were to pit in now on a set of onto a set of hard compound of tyres, which will last, of course, but we come into the realm of punctures and whatever like that. Dylan, by the way, just cutting on this battle between the current battle for 15th and 16th. It is Matty and Dylan, LRT Matty, of course, representing the Inside Line Racing team, and IRO Dylan for the Sauber Junior team, currently out on track. Campbell is catching Verstappen as well. Verstappen has been into the pits. Campbell recently out of the pits. Dylan then on the back of Matty. Campbell should try and get the move done on Verstappen. These two, Campos man, the current team leaders in the championship, go side by side through chicane Nord. Verstappen and Campbell hanging on. Of course, these two good rivals in Formula 1. Oh, goodness me, Campbell having a right moment there, but he's somehow managed to pull it off. So Campbell manages to pull off the move for now, but Verstappen right around the outside line. Can he get him as they go through the two Campos teammates? No. Campbell gets the move done. He's up to 13th. Dylan and LRT Matty side by side still. Dylan just about hanging on. So Dylan actually has got the move done. He's gone through on LRT Matty. He's up into 15th position. Campbell has definitely not got a great setup on that car at all tonight. He's on fresher tyres. He's on colder tyres as well compared to Verstappen. But it just seems to me that Campbell is struggling out on track tonight. And you can imagine, advantage Toxic. Killer Blue, by the way, leading on lap 9 out of 30. This race is going quite long, to be honest. Killer Blue leading the way by 7/10 of a second. We cut on board with the leaders now. Now we do. Kuka Games on the back. Tahiti has calmed down and shown good pace. Good on him. Yeah, I think he's doing fantastic, actually, out on track. And he's currently in 9th. Remember that he's got to pit on for a set of soft compound of tyres towards the end of the race. And it'll be more indicative, I think, of his pace on a set of soft compound of tyres than on a set of hards. Always judge a driver's pace by the faster compound of tyres that they are on. I think it's a mainstay within league racing. I know that's what I judge when I do like time trial times and stuff like that when I decide to run a league, which I never do nowadays. But Kuka Games is on the back of Killer Blue, and both of these guys now separated by about 8/10 of a second out on track. Coming through then, down the straight we come. Start lap 10, a third of the way through then here in France. The leaders, that is, and Killer Blue now leads the way from Kuka Games in second. Ryan, by the way, into the pits. The Prima into the pits. Ahead of QVR Chill, currently out on track. Alt Maverick is also in. Dan is also in as well. So we're getting to see first set of soft runners begin to pit in. And the guys actually that have pitted in early were Campbell, Gary Donegan and B Morgan. And Dylan as well. I think they were all on the set of soft compound of tyres. So they are going to struggle probably towards the end, the latter end of this race. That's what I was trying to say there. Ryan is going to come out, I think, in relatively cleanish air. Looks like he's just going to be behind your JT out on track. In fact, he's going to get in front of your JT. The Scotsman is behind Marion. So Marion joins out in what is a net lead of the race, really. You think about it, because no one's pitted just yet. Cookie Games on the back, the Subledian against Colour Blue here. Two former Division 1 drivers out on track. LRT Matty has sadly left the session. Hopefully we can get an invite back out to him. LRT Matty obviously not driving as well as what we would have hoped here tonight, but Cookie Games is on the back of Killer Blue. These two former Division 1 drivers out on track. Now Division 2, of course. Killer Blue joining with Cookie Games. And these two have been relatively consistent, I think, within the Division 2 Championship. Cookie Games and Killer Blue. And I had the privilege, of course, to commentate on these guys in my first season of League of Europe. And the champion-elect, Toxic, is now on the back of Cookie Games as well. He was about a second off, he's now gained that time. So Cookie Games is now beginning to struggle. So Toxic, Cookie Games onto lap 11, leading the way out on track. There's not really much going on further down the field. The only closest battle really is between the two teammates of Campbell and Verstappen. On a set of hard compound tyres, of course, the two Campos men. Toxic on the back though of Cookie Games, 10th of a second. We should be looking here out on track to see these guys really deliver, I think, in performance. Killer Blue, by the way, out in front of Car Mentalist. Car Mentalist still yet to come into the pits. Killer Blue out. And in terms of interval timings, expect the lap time, expecting the pit stop around here to be around 26 seconds. I think that is pretty much what we can say there. 26 seconds, roughly, between the guys out on track and in terms of the pit stop. So that'll be a big indicator, I think, for these guys who will pit in the next couple of laps or so. Toxic, though, 6/10 of a second away from Cookie Games. As I say, not really much happening out on track. Of course, do get your comments in, do get your support in to your fellow drivers out on track. And of course, if you are just tuning in here for the first time to League of Europe, of course, remember, this is the Formula 2 Championship, but we do have other leagues, of course, on League of Europe. Big thank you as well for us to reach 300 subscribers. I think that was reached possibly Saturday. So thank you everyone, I think, for getting involved with that. Now, champion-elect Toxic on the back of Cookie Games. It should be quite interesting if these two battle it out. And they are going to battle it out as they go on for another lap. They go on to their 12th lap on a set of softs. These will begin to blister. You can probably indicate that by the line down the middle of the tyre. It's a very faint line, very faint black line down the middle of the tyre. That's to indicate the blistering of the tyre. Toxic on the back of Cookie Games. I think he knows he doesn't want to get past currently. Oh, gives him a little bit of a bump there, and Cookie Games unsettled into the car, and Toxic probably waiting for the longer straight, the Mistral straight, to try and get the move done. Now Ryan, by the way, is closing up on Kieran in at a rate of knots. So the Prima is on the back there of the Savage Junior car, but will go back on board with the lead battle currently. That's more important, I think, currently out on track. Cookie Games and Toxic. Toxic will be looking to try and really get the run out here of turn 7. And then on towards the chicane Nord to do 8 and 9. I'll open up the DRS as he comes down the straight. My voice is cracking a little bit. But Toxic trying to get onto the back. It's got to be within 5/10 of a second to try and get any sort of close. It's about half a kilometre straight here, the Mistral straight. Split actually by the chicane. So the Mistral straight is covered by the chicane. Of course, if the drivers were to go straight through, it would just be called the Mistral straight. But of course, the chicane Nord is part of the track. And it's part of the Formula 1 layout, and I know they do the Renault Megane Cup in France and everything around here as well, and the Blancpain GT series, the GT3 series as well. And really, it's indicative, I think, of the track layout. We are here, of course, in the Formula 1 layout, but there are different layouts. I think there's like 6 or 7 different layouts, I'm pretty sure, around this track. So you'll probably see when they get towards the straight on the other side of the track where this is going to happen. Toxic, by the way, is into the pits from 2nd position. So Toxic into the pits, slows it down nicely. And of course the new pit lane is here within the game. We started in an update a couple of months ago. Ryan on the back of Kieran. The two Mez about to go out of that on track. So Ryan down the inside, oh, Prima hanging off the camber of the corner. Goodness me, how did he manage to get that car stopped before making contact is beyond me. But Kieran and Ryan, two teammate, two with the same name, except from the different surnames, of course, and their names, they have different IDs. Now Ryan on the back of Matt Kieran, and this of course is battle out on track. Killer Blue, by the way, QVR Chill going to go past him. Oh, sorry, QVR Chill is into the pits. Both BWT Ardens, by the way, looking good. 5th and 6th currently out on track. Toxic, by the way, did join ahead of Killer Blue by about a second. The Toxic now ahead of Killer Blue, but this is the opportunity for Prima to go down the straight. Kieran and Ryan down the straight. The Prima against the Sauber Junior car. Down the inside goes the Prima. Can he manage to get the car stopped? Yes, he can. Switch it back through turn 2. Beautiful move that by Matt Ryan or Matt Kieran. Fresher tyres. Switch back to perfection. That is exactly how you pull off a move through turn 2 here in France. Matt Ryan, move done. He's up to 8th. Let's go on board then with the undercut that has happened out on track. Killer Blue and Killer Blue and Toxic. 7/10 of a second separating these guys. Killer Blue has got warmer tyres at this point. You can see the brake disc flaring red as the hardness of the braking zone is felt down into the chicane node. Sabo, I think that is, by the way, just getting out of the way down the straight. He's on a set of soft compound tyres. Yeah, he's just let, I think, Commentalist and Darth Tahiti and Larkin through, I should say. So Killer Blue on the back of Toxic. It's 8/10 of a second. Really favour, though, that Killer Blue is going to try and catch Toxic. But Toxic now in a good position in the net lead of the race. Kuka Games has got to try and come in. I think he should have came in, to be honest, that lap around. B. Morgan, by the way, getting past Gary Donegan. Just watching that on the mini-map. And B. Morgan is through. He's up into 16th position out on track. Dams passing the Trident out on track. You're right on board though with the Division 1 man against our newcomer, Darth Tahiti, the Spaniard, against Larkin, the Brit. The Division 1 man looking to try and close in and try and get a good double point score here for Carlin as well. 5/10 of a second, by the way, for the lead of the race. The gap has actually just increased slightly. Larkin on the back. Oh, very quick through turn 1. Can't get the switch back through turn 2. But he will probably get him down the Mistral straight. And Darth Tahiti actually just lets him through. That's one way to end the battle, I guess. Larkin through then, up to 5th. Might be... But I think that's a good plan, actually, by Darth Tahiti. I think he's realised that Larkin has got the speed. He's going to try and come back at him then with a good strategy to try and get the DRS. He's been very cheeky, I think. Very good tactics there from Darth Tahiti. They'll try and close in. I think he's going to try and follow Larkin's slipstream, to be honest. As we look then for 5th position. Killer Blue, by the way, has just gone past Toxic. So I've missed that completely. Toxic now down into 3rd. Killer Blue looking quicker than Toxic at this stage of the race. About to go on to lap 15. About to go on to lap 15 out on track. Toxic right on the back. Kuka Games, by the way, into the pits from the lead of the race. Where's he going to come out on track? 25.5 seconds. He's going to be right in the middle of this. He's going to be right in the thick of the action, I think, Kuka Games. He's into his pit box now. In Nick de Vries's car, of course. Nick de Vries now, of course, in Formula E. Killer Blue, Toxic, into the final corner. Kuka Games onto the exit of the pit lane. I think he might just get ahead of these guys, you know. Coming out of the pits, the overspeed will be there. He's just going to get out ahead. So Kuka Games into the lead of the race. Good overcut there by Kuka Games. Killer Blue and Toxic. Toxic down the inside of Killer Blue. I think that might have been retribution for what happened in the chicane. No, just a lap I'll go. And Killer Blue sent literally by a dive bomb down the inside there from Toxic. Gets the move done in a clean fashion. It didn't look like there was any contact there. To me, given the camera angle, was a bit shocking, to be honest. But Toxic has got that move done. He's up to 2nd. So this then is going to be quite interesting because Kuka Games now out in front is on slightly fresher tyres compared to the rest of the field. Toxic, Killer Blue behind immediately are on 2 and 4 lap old tyres. So what does that do? I think that gives Kuka Games a distinct advantage towards the end of the race in the longer term of things. Oh, Maverick, by the way, good battle going on here for 10th. as we cut on board with these. Scotsman of your JT, the American of Alt Maverick, and the Dutchman of Dan, and the Scotsman of Campbell out on track as they come down the Mistral straight once again. We see as they run literally like dagger formation, running down towards the chicane. Alt Maverick going side by side, Campbell going side by side with Dan. Alt Maverick tries to commit the move, and I think he just locked up through the corner. It's going to be side by side. Campbell has disposed of Dan as well. Good move there by Campbell. He's surely not going to pick out 3 for here. Campbell, no way, he can't do this. He's down the inside line through into turn 9, into turn 10 even. He's down the inside, he's got past Alt Maverick. Can he get your JT? This will be an impossible move to pull off, but Campbell has pulled it off. What a move by Campbell. 3 in the space of 2 corners. What a move. He's through, and it's through, and he's up to 10th position. Toxic and Kooky Games battling out for the lead of the race. Killer Blue right on the back as well. Through turn 1, off camber. Toxic gets the inside line, gets the move done, but Kooky Games runs with a better run, and Killer Blue's trying to get on this as well. 3 wide for the lead, down in towards turn 3. How on earth they made contact there? How on earth they not make contact there is beyond me, and Toxic gets the lead of the race, but Killer Blue trying to fight it down the inside of Kooky Games. Job done. Kooky Games forced out wide, but Killer Blue positioned his car to perfection and allowed him to try and come back around the outside, but Toxic gets the move done. He's into the lead of the race, but now he's a sitting duck. He tries to break the toe in the column. Look at Kooky Games' speed compared to the guys ahead. Could get the double toe. Oh, that's a very late action there from Toxic. It's 3 wide down into the chicane. Kooky Games has totally overcooked that. It's getting a little bit messy between these guys. Killer Blue, I think, has just joined in behind as well. Larkin and Mentalist have fired it out as well. There's a lot happening here out on track. It is just getting quite messy between these 3. They've got to calm it down to some extent. Toxic trying to defend the move on Kooky Games. Kooky Games slow with the fresher tyres. Trying to go around the outside, they make contact. Kooky Games and Toxic. Toxic recovers the car just about, but Killer Blue somehow lands himself just about in the lead of the race. But Kooky Games now down the inside. The Slovenian trying to go down the inside of the Brits. My God, this is good racing. Toxic, though, it is just getting quite messy between these 3. And I think the hoodlum of accidents that might have happened in the past are coming back to haunt these guys, possibly. Killer Blue and Kooky Games will battle. Toxic will get onto the back as well. I think he's just out of DRS range. Kooky Games line on the back of Killer Blue. It's all just calmed down. I'm glad to say out in front. Goodness me, what a lap that was. That was lap 16. We're now on lap 17. Everyone, by the way, is still going out on track, which is phenomenal to see. And let me give you a full rundown of the order. Killer Blue leads, Kooky Games 2nd, Toxic 3rd, Larkin 4th, Commentalist in 5th, Darth Tahiti in 6th, QVR Chill in 7th, Merine in 8th. They're in a bit of no man's land, to be honest, out on track. Kooky Games just runs wide there. But Kieran in 9th, Campbell in 10th, Verstappen, your JT, Alt Maverick, Dan, B. Morgan, Gary Donegan, Dylan, Bray, Matty, and Sir Abo. And this is a battle for the lead. Kooky Games closing in on Killer Blue. And that is how you should respect the driver down towards the chicane node. Kooky Games has got through. Down the inside line, Killer Blue not putting up the move, and that is how you pull off a move. Toxic, take notes on that one. Kooky Games through, and he's into the lead of the race, but Killer Blue spins. Killer Blue loses control of the car. Oh, and we've been robbed of a great battle between the 3 of them. Killer Blue has spun the car around. I don't think he's got any visible damage. Might do on the left side end plate. He might be missing a winglet or something. But goodness me, Killer Blue spins it out of 2nd position. He just applied a little bit too much throttle at the car, on the car it seemed, out of the corner. And Killer Blue now down to 6th. He was driving very well indeed. He had a disconnect as well in America last week. So that really has put a bit of a spanner into the works. Kooky Games on the back of Toxic. I've got to say, this could still be a good battle between the 2. Slovenian and the Brit out on track as they come down the straight now towards turn 1. Toxic on the back, Commented all the way into the pits. Toxic on the back of Kooky Games. He's got a DRS failure, it seems, has Toxic. And the Brit, that is why he's not closing up down the straight. The Toxic looking like he's got a DRS failure. Kooky Games, the Slovenian, has got to try and use that to his advantage. He's got to try and brake and be a little bit bolder out on track. He doesn't want to be too bold, however. As Toxic is on the back of him. Champion-elect against Kooky Games out on track. By the way, in terms of the championship standings, Toxic is totally outscoring Campbell and Verstappen here tonight as well. Looking at Mark, what Mark's been saying, Kooky versus Killer was the battle we rubbed off last Saturday in Monza, and shades of when Danny Rick went off there in real life as well. Here is Toxic though, on the back. Kooky Games is going to give him a little bit of hell, and Toxic makes contact with the car. A little bit of unfair play there by Toxic. I've got to be honest, I think he should give that position back. That is not how to pull off a move. We know better than that. Kooky Games on the back of Toxic. Still, full first and second. It's just getting a little bit heated between these two. Kooky Games maintaining the power through turn 10. Pretty much flat out through there. The Slovenian tries to put Toxic off by aiming toward the inside of the corner there. Not going to be quite close enough. Kooky Games though, fresher tyres, is going to use that to his advantage. These two looking very, very racy, I've got to say. Maybe a little bit too racy at times. Kooky Games on the back. Killer Blue, by the way, has gone through on QVR Chill. He is through and he's up to 5th position. I think that might have been a mistake, actually, from QVR Chill further down the field. As Killer Blue actually leaves the session. Oh, now that just puts into practice what I've just said there about Killer Blue. He disconnected last time out in America, and now looks what's happened as soon as I say that. Yeah, you may as well fire me for that. Goodness me. Kooky Games on the back of Toxic. Just to cut on with a bit of a battle happening further down the field. This is towards the middle, the end of the middle sector, and into the final sector in fact. Old Maverick went on the back of your JT. This is for 12th, 13th and 14th, with Dan just up the road as well. And your JT still yet to pit. Old Maverick and Dan essentially are going to be on tyres towards the end of the race. Commenters, by the way, he was on a set of hard compounded tyres, now on a set of soft compounded tyres, and QVR Chill has gone through on Killer Blue's car. Killer Blue has successfully rejoined the session. This is why we give multiple invites towards the start of the session. Oh, and Kooky Games and Toxic side by side. Kooky Games on the inside, Toxic on the outside line, down on the inside line I should say. Kooky Games run off track, getting a little bit racy between these two. And they somehow hang on. Toxic still just about within the lead of the race. Kooky Games within second, but goodness me, this could get quite nasty quite quickly, to be honest. Have a feeling something's going to happen between these two. Kooky Games on the back of Toxic. We're about 2/3 distance now here in the League of Europe Formula 2 Championship. It's round 10 in France, and it is Toxic who does lead the way out on track from Kooky Games. By the way, I think Campbell has just got through on McKieran. Yeah, so Campbell has got through on McKieran. He's up to 8th. Iro Dillon, first retirement out of the session. Where was that at? That was into the pit lane, so we shouldn't have a VSC or a safety car or anything like that from him. But Kooky Games on the back. He's just overpowering it a little bit too much. Killer Blue leaves the session again. Dr. Heaty into the pitch from 4th. And so far, so good between the two leaders now. It's just began to battle it out slightly. Commentalist has gone through on Verstappen down the straight. He's now through and he's up into 10th position. He's trying to close in on the guys ahead. But commentalist on a set of soft compounded tyres. Verstappen and Campbell, if I'm going to be honest, having a race from hell, to be honest. I think these two, the Campos drivers. Verstappen though on the back of Commentalist. Is he going to try and pull off the move? Commentalist defends to the inside line, puts that car in front. No way Jose that Verstappen was going to get past there. Commentalist stays still in 7th position now as a result of a few pit stops being made. Battle for the lead, looking close. Kooky Games on the back of Toxic. 0.2 of a second separating these guys out on track. Looking good in terms of the battles. V5 Cherol coming in and saying this is going to end in tears. That is exactly, to be honest, the feeling that I've got. Honestly, it's been getting a little bit too messy, I think, for my liking out on track, and I'm sure you guys will probably agree. Kooky Games a lot quicker. He's maintaining the pace, but he's got to substitute that pace for cleanliness out on track. He's now down the inside line on Toxic, trying to get the move done. He's not going to be quite there through turn 12. But down the straight, it might be a different story. Toxic currently leading the race, 0.4 of a second. I think it's the first time we might have had a close battle all season between the leader of the race and the guy in second. No disrespect to anyone out on track, that's just how it's been all season, I think. Kooky Games on the back of Toxic. Both of these guys, remember, are on a set of hard compound of tyres. We're on lap 21. If this stays how it is between these two, we could see a very good battle. Towards the end of the race, Toxic loses control of the car. He rejoins track just about. Seen moments there actually where it does give a 3-second time penalty for doing that, but in this terms, all fine. Larkin, by the way, is into the pits. He's going to come out, I think, just behind the likes of Mensless and Verstappen. And there he is, coming out of the pit. Oh, it's going to be very close between these two actually out on track. Mensless has got ahead of Larkin. Mensless just about stays ahead of Larkin, I think, within the pit stop. He's up into 6th position now. Larkin threads in. And we've got a bit of a 3-car trade. Here comes Kuka Games, but he's a little bit more on the defensive going into the corner. Toxic. Realised the closing speed might have just been a little bit too much there. Verstappen, by the way, has gone round. Verstappen has gone round through turn 3 and 4. Got caught on the inside curve possibly there. Verstappen now round off 8. On his debut, is up into 8th position. I just thought I'd mention that. Spaniard doing a very good job. PWT as well to get a double point score finish. But the Slovenian against the Brit. He's the last car just ahead of these. I think it is your JT, if I'm not mistaken, ahead of these guys. And it's not your JT. Here was that going round. It's Sable going round just in front of these guys, about to be lapped twice by the leaders. He pulls up to one side, and that is how to be a very good sportsman. Sable just actually threaded down towards turn 1. I'll not see Matthew, by the way. His AI has been into pits, and that has now been lapped as well. Sable getting out of the way there of the leaders. Kooky Games once again closing in. The more interesting battle that we're going to focus on now is between Larkin and Mensless. And Larkin now has got ahead of Mensless. We missed that move out on track, but the car is now through up to 6th. I'm going to be honest, Larkin's got the pace over Mensless, I think, here, so he should just begin to pull away and about that gap even further. 6.5 tenths as he comes through the corner. Kvyat Verstappen, by the way, into the pits. 19 laps for a set of hards to last around here. Verstappen possibly might come in next lap. Campbell, might come in next lap around. I have a feeling those tyres will not get towards the end of the race. Kooky Games, by the way, goes up now on Toxic once again. Games, just gets caught on the outside curb. And just to get control of the car into the corner. Looking very nice there indeed. And Toxic still leading the way out on track from Kooky Games in 2nd. But these two have been at it for quite a while. It's been very consistent between these two as well. Remember, Kooky Games has got fresher tyres over Toxic. And 4 tenths of a second separating, just that gap extending out slightly. As I say, hopefully you guys have been enjoying it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and tick that notification bell on the League of Europe channel. Of course, we will be running the action out on track from this week in Singapore. Of course, Division 1 and Division 3 going to be live possibly at the earlier time, as I alluded to at the start of the stream, of 6:25. I'm sure there'll be an announcement about that soon. And then Division 2 and Division 4, don't worry, you are going to be within the same time out on track, so they're going to be 8 o'clock. Singapore, of course, very long in terms of a track, so that's why I think the times are being changed for the top 2 divisions, which means I've got to come on online about 5:15, which is not too bad. I don't mind. I'm normally online most races anyways for about 5:30, so it doesn't make a difference to me. Campbell, by the way, down the inside of Matt Ryan, down towards turns 1 and 2. Around the outside line goes Campbell. Can he get the move done on Matt Ryan? I think he's got the car ahead. The Campos is through. Laps 16 all tyres. Kooky Games going past Toxic for the lead of the race. Down into the braking zone of Chicane Nord. Little bit bouncy between these two. Kooky Games forces the car alongside. Again, just getting a little bit touchy between these two. Toxic trying to come and try and get off the move, and he has just about defended off the position for now, but Kooky Games not going to give this one up lightly, because the Carlin car actually quicker that time compared to Kooky Games through the corner. So Kooky Games on the back of Toxic. 1st and 2nd. Now Ryan has been overtaken by Campos. That move has been completed by the Campos man out on track through turns 1 and 2. Kooky Games on the back of Toxic. battle for the lead. 6 laps to go after this one. It's going to get quite intense, I think, between these two. Toxic does lead the way out on track. And my God, we are going to really see a good battle out on track. Kuka Games on the back of Toxic. Now within the DRS range. Can the Slovenian get the move done finally on Toxic? I think he's going to lunge it down to the inside. He comes late down the inside of turn 1. Toxic on the outside line. We see the camera angle change. And that's a very deep line, I'm going to say, through the corner. I think both of them might have made a little bit of contact. Kuka Games slow out the corner. Toxic giving him the room. So Toxic waiting for the DRS straight. Literally nearly pushing him through turns 3 and 4 there. Looking really good, actually, at the action out on track. And goodness me, Kuka Games has got the lead of the race, but Toxic down into second. Not going to give this one up lightly. And the current the champion-elect, I should say, right on the back of the Slovenian, switches to the outside line. Toxic around the outside, Kuka Games on the inside, they're side by side, and Toxic gets ahead. Toxic through on Kuka Games. Good move that down into the braking zone of the chicane node. He could have crossed just in time for the corner. He gets the move done, and Toxic through into the lead of the race. This is where the hards for him will begin to start to come alive before they drop off towards the end of the race. Kuka Games on pressure tyres, not giving this one up without a fight. Larkin, by the way, about to go past on May Ryan. So May Ryan jumps back down into 6th, and Larkin through up to 5th. And he's got Campbell up ahead. Could be quite interesting between these two. Oh, Kuka Games outbreaks himself completely there. Switches it back, will try and gain the time through the corner. Just about gains the time. Toxic, 5.5 tenths clear. Just got a little bit of a buffer now beginning to break up between these two. Or build up between these two, I should say. McKeeran has gone through on Gary. They're down the straight, down the mutual straight, down towards the chicane node at 7 and turns 8 and 9. He's got the move done there, and he's up into 12th on a fresh set of soft compounded tyres. Kuka Games not close enough to the back of Toxic. Well, it started off very, very overcast out on track. The sun has burned through, and we've got 5 laps to go, and Kuka Games is just about hanging on to the coattails of Toxic, currently out on track tonight. Chill is in 3rd, and he has been quite chill, I've got to say, in 3rd, and our Grand Prix double point score within the top 3, looking ever increasingly likely as a result of what happened in the race. Campbell, by the way, is really came alive within the second half of the race. He's now in 4th. Kuka Games closing in on Toxic. Is he to the inside line? He will. Down the inside line. Toxic much later on the brakes. Oh, what a move! Toxic much later on the brakes has outdone Kuka Games there for absolute chips. And I think he'll be replacing those with poker chips, I think, after tonight. He's going to try and risk it out on track, but Kuka Games has just been mincemeated, I think, around the outside there by the Carlin man. And Carlin, he was turning him negative into positive. It's up back into the lead of the race. Larkin, by the way, has just gone through on Campbell. There is Campbell's car on the outside of the corner, but Larkin down the inside line gets the move done. Campbell trying to thread the eye of the needle though. These two are looking quite close. Campbell's got the speed. Look at the speed of the Campbell's man as he comes to the outside line. This is through turn 10 up the hill. Campbell trying to hang around the outside, but the fresher softs pay off, and Larkin through, and he's up to 4th. Kuka Games and Toxic still on board with the battle with 4 laps to go. Toxic comes across the line, 26 out of 30 now, and Toxic leads from Kuka Games. But I've got to really throw my hat off to these guys. They've driven a very astute race, I've got to say, between these two. And I know we were saying that it's not going to end in tears. I think now they've shown a little bit of respect for each other, and they're beginning to race like men out on track. And that is what we like to see. Good sportsmanship between these two, good racing between these two. And it really should throw up a good race. Helicopter cam as we come through the hairpin, through turn 6, and now into 7. Kuka Games not close enough on the back here, 5.5 tenths away. He's not going to be close enough down to the chicane node, remember, less than 5 tenths of a second to try and get the move done. But it has been a very, very good race Indeed. Jav coming and saying in the comment section, yes, respect until there's a lap left. And I've got to be honest, Kuka Games has got a much better run there. And now the Slovenian pulls out of the slipstream. He's down the inside line here on Toxic, through into turn 10. Can he get off the move? Toxic round the outside line. Oh, they make contact and they've crashed. And it's happened before the final lap of the race. Kuka Games into the wall. Toxic and Kuka Games come together, and that is what happens when you don't drive cleanly. That's all I'm going to say right there. Both of them very close through turn 10. Maybe, well, very much too close. Ryan is trying to go around the outside here on Commensal. Look at Dr. Heaty on the back of these two. And it's able just ahead. Ryan's down the inside on of Commensal. This is through turn 12. Trying to get up there through turn 11 and back in comments. It's just about hanging on here, but the set of soft really beginning to come into play. Dr. Heaty down the inside line. The BWT Arden, his teammate helping him, man. The Spaniard getting into play, and he's up into 7th position. And Kuka Games is going to drop down through the field. These guys could be on for a top 5 finish. Fantastic racing now on track. Kuka Games is into the pits. In Nick de Vries's car, of course. He's going to be out behind Ryan, I think. So, Kuka Games, unfortunately, 31 seconds pretty much the pit stop down the straight. Dr. Heaty on the back of Commensalist. He doesn't want to go for the move on his teammate, surely. And they both respect each other and they're through into turns 1 and 2. But look at the run of the Spaniard. Commensalist is going to have to fight for his life here. I think there's no respect between these two out on track in terms of being teammates. Commensalist and Dr. Heaty, 5th and 6th, and the Spaniard has adapted very well, I've got to say, from his spin on the formation lap, from him throttling on the formation lap to just go a little bit quicker. Dr. Heaty has really driven an astute race out on track, and again, could be a driver of the day candidate, possibly. Commensalist hanging on for grim life down the straight. Here comes Dr. Heaty, might try and switch it to the inside line, not close enough for the move. And I think respectfully backs out. Ryan very close to the back there. So Ibo was just running in behind these guys. Closest spotlight on track for 5th and 6th. And the two BWT Ardens now just beginning to strengthen the battle slightly. Commensals 4 tenths away from Dr. Heaty. Ryan in 7th. Toxic now. Wasn't easy for him until they made contact. And I think if honestly they kept it clean, we would have been going for a final lap battle to really save it, and I think that's just been ruined, to be honest, out on track. And it was going to happen. I called it a few laps before. It was going to happen at one point. I didn't know when, but again, driving may just needs looking at, to be honest, with those two. Commensalist and Dr. Heaty though on the back. Verstappen, by the way, has gone through on Mayor Kieran. That is through the double right-hander at 10 and 11. But in the meantime, Dr. Heaty getting closer to the back of Commensalist. The Spaniard right on the back of the Brit here. The Brit's under pressure. Dr. Heaty to the outside line. He could go for the switch back through turn 1. Into turn 2 now. Switch it back. Try and get the run off the corner. BWT Arden's going to be side by side, pretty much down towards turn 3. The Commensalist is going to hang on for Dr. Heaty down the inside line. Nearly locks up into the back of his own teammate. They're pulling away from Ryan just in behind, who is keeping up, and he's in 7th, and he's driving very well, Ryan, out on track. Kuka Games is in 8th, but look at Dr. Heaty on the back of Commensalist. 2 tenths of a second separating out on track. This is the moment for Dr. Heaty to try and get the move done. He's going to be easily passed even before the corner comes. Dr. Heaty through on Commensalist, who just swaps into the slipstream, and Dr. Heaty, a very easy move there by the Spaniard, and he's through and he's up to P5. Good battling though, and good respect, and knowing Commensalist, he will try and battle back, but those tyres are beginning to have way. Look at the speed though, look at the speed difference running up the hill into turn 10. Commensalist trying to switch it back. Dr. Heaty just parks it on the inside of the apex, parking the bus like Sunderland's defence. Commensalist trying to switch it back down the inside. Great racing between these two. This is what teammates should be like. Commensalist and Dr. Heaty side by side, running through towards turn 12. And Dr. Heaty somehow comes out on top still, but Commensalist with the switchback, and it's still side by side as they come towards 13 and 14. Commensalist on the inside line. Dr. Heaty gives him the room. It's fantastic racing between the two teammates. Matt Ryan is not out of this either. He's only 9 tenths off the pace. Onto the penultimate lap, Commences getting a bit squirrely out of the corner. Dr. Easy given the advantage, but I think he's going to be ahead down towards turn 1. But that is how teammates should battle out on track, and that is how you should race out on track as well. Commenceless trying to recover on the back of Darth Tahiti. 0.2 of a second, running down towards turn 3 for the penultimate time out on track. Campbell just beginning to come back to these guys. I don't think it's impossible really for him to come back in action out on track. It's probably, this is honestly, I've got to be honest, Dr. Heating and Commenceless, this battle is going to continue on. This is probably one of the best battles of the season I've seen for sure. Commenceless and Darth Tahiti, BWT Ardens, not only are their teammates for tonight, they're really good, respectful drivers, and Commenceless is through, gets the DRS, gets the move done. He's down into the chicane node and he moves up to 5th position. Toxic, by the way, is coming around the final couple of corners to what will be a procession on the final lap of the race. Dr. Heaty on the back, he's not going to go side by side down to turn 10. He backs off respectfully. Ryan is somehow still involved in this battle. Verstappen has gone through an old Maverick. It's a race to forget for Verstappen. He's currently in 2nd, remember, in the championship, coming into tonight. Right on board with Ryan. Dr. Heaty tries to fling it up the inside of turn 12, not getting the move done there. Onto the final lap then with Toxic. Kvyat Chill is now in 2nd. Larkin, by the way, has driven well in 3rd. Has undercut a majority of the guys around him. And out on track, Dr. Heaty is on the back of Commencer still. Ryan is not out of this either. Penalties might come into play. Dr. Heaty on the back of Commenters. These guys start the final lap of the race. It's 0.3 of a second separating. I don't want to really take my attentions off this battle. I know I'm going to have to because Toxic will be coming around final couple of corners soon. Dr. Heaty, 6th. Commencerless just about hanging on. The tyres just beginning to come back to Commencerless, I feel. And now Dr. Heaty is under sustained pressure once again. And Ryan's still not out of this either. We go on board then with Toxic, who is coming up towards turn 10. Well, I think, honestly, he's probably maybe deserved this win, to be honest, at the end of the day. And if it wasn't for the contact I think they made, Kuka Games, I think, just got completely out of shape through turn 10, which is why we saw the contact there. We'll have to go back on it on a replay. I'm sure a stewards report will certainly be done. But Toxic is now coming around the final couple of corners. In the end, it's been a procession for Toxic. In the end, he's done it the hard way, but in the end he will extend his championship lead, and I think that is what's going to matter the most, I think, out on track. Toxic round the final corner, he will take a victory here in France. It's 2 wins in a row for Toxic, and it's a dominant win in the end. But I'm going to turn my attentions back to this battle. Oh, Matt Ryan loses it! Matt Ryan has lost it late on. That is unfortunate. That's not what you like to come on board and see with a driver. Dylan is just coming out behind these guys out on track. Kvyat Chill, by the way, in 2nd, drove well. Larkin in 3rd. Campbell will be coming across the line in 4th. Larkin only a 10th off in the end. Campbell across the line in 4th. Commenceless and Darth Tahiti, maybe in one of the battles of the season, will come home for 5th and 6th. Good battling out on track, and they stay 2/10 away from each other. Kuka Games in 7th. Don't think he was going to get the win anyways on penalties. Ryan going to come across the line in 8th, just about ahead of Dan. Good race that, I've got to be honest. Dan up to 8th, Cookie Games down to 9th, B Morgan up to 7th. So good job B Morgan there. Verstappen across the line in 11th, a race to forget for him. Old Maverick across the line in 12th, McKeeran in 13th. Gary Donegan, the Irishman, about to come across the line in 14th. And the Irishman, a race to forget, but he has done well out on track. Your JT going to be in 15th. We'll wait for Bray, who is going to be coming around the final couple of corners just in behind by 2.4 seconds separating these guys. 19 finishes in the end around France. Nearly equally now, I think it's equally now our best finish total of the season, actually. Your JT across the line in 15th, and Bray, a race to forget, in 16th. But out on track, it was a phenomenal battle between Toxic and Kooky. A little bit heated at times, but Toxic gets the win as a result of contact, and he's got the job done. So Toxic once again to the top step of the podium, And the Carling man extends his championship lead. That is a race, that is what he needed, to be honest. His championship rivals to fall by the wayside after early contact. And Campbell, coming back to finish 4th, drove very, very well indeed. But it is Toxic, the man of the moment, who has taken the win here in France. Kuki Games will be very hard done by, I think. He will, I'm sure, have his feelings expressed within the Discord. As long as he keeps the Discord, then that's fine. 500 XP for commentating, goodness me. God. Spare the XP, I would. Toxic, taking the win. Another win from the back of the field. Toxic takes the win. From QVR, Chill in second, he drove well for the majority of the race. Larkin in 3rd, Campbell in 4th, Commensalist in 5th. My drive of the day, though, goes to Todd Tahiti for that battle with Commensalist. It was fantastic to see. Good, clean action between them. Could be an asset for Formula 2 going forward. B. Morgan in 7th, Ryan in 8th, Dan in 9th, Kuka Games in 10th, Verstappen, Kieran Old Maverick, Gary Donegan, Your JT finish off the podiums, finish off the points even. Bray in 16th, Killer Blue in 17th, the LRT Matty AI car finished, and so did Sir Ibo down in 19th position. Well, that's the action done out on track here tonight. I hope, really, you guys have enjoyed the action from the Circuit Paul Ricard. Next week, of course, you will take in the Italian Grand Prix from the Autodromo Nazionale de Monza. And I've got to say, a fantastic action out on track. And it really provides, I think, a good stepping point for the guys going forward, especially into Italy, and especially with 4 rounds to go. The nitty-gritty of the championship battle is beginning to know out on track, and it's beginning to show, and hopefully we are going to see some good racing out on track next week as well. If you want to tune in for more action, by the way, on League of Europe, you can tune in on Saturday for Division 1 and 3 from, I think it'll either be 6:25 or 6:40 PM GMT. And if you want to tune in for Division 2 and 4, that'll be from 8 o'clock as per usual on Saturday night. Remember, it's Singapore. If you're wondering if it's going to be break week, no, it's Singapore. We have break week in 2 weeks because of the 24 hours of Formula 1. So that'll come on the week commencing 24th of April, on the weekend of the 24th of April, so just to confirm about that. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm sure you guys have been given a real treat out on track. Of course, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow the league on YouTube on Twitter as well at League of Europe. And thank you very much for watching. Please stay home, please protect lives, and please protect the NHS as well, and indeed any health service out there. Staying at home is crucial to beating the coronavirus. So from me, James Head, I will bid you farewell. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.